Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. For Northern Ag TV, I'm Grace McDonald. Well, last Friday, the chief vet officer for Mexico reported a detection of screwworm to the USDA. A cow in South Mexico was reported from the inspection checkpoint near Guatemala. The Animal Plants and Health Inspection Service is restricting imports of livestock from Mexico until further inspection of the infection in the country. For more than 20 years, APHIS has worked with Panama to create a barrier zone in order to prevent the movement of screwworm further north. In the last 2 years, screwworm has spread north of the barrier due to increased cattle movement and new areas of farming in previous barrier regions for fly control. Imports of livestock are stopped until further notice. Wheat stem sawfly is a growing problem in Montana and the northern Great Plains. The Ag Department is now offering just under $8 an acre to help wheat producers who face wheat stem sawfly in Montana. According to MSU Extension, the average farm can lose 13.5% of the winter wheat yield and 11.5% of the spring wheat yield in areas with large sawfly populations. Of course, enrolling in the program comes with a few practices that the producer must adopt, like planting a solid stem wheat and including a cover or oat grain once per rotation cycle. If you're looking for assistance in the battle of wheat stem sawflies, apply for the Conservation Stewardship Enhancement Program. In August, 18 water-saving commodity grants were announced to reduce water loss on working irrigated lands, and those final agreements are getting put into use. In our region, the Huntley Project Irrigation District in Montana and the Grable Valley District in Wyoming are receiving grants. How it works is the Farm Service Agency will process the grants and approve the work plan proposed by each district, and producers will help carry out tasks within that plan alongside their districts. Collegiate Young Farmer and Rancher discussion meets have been happening around our region at annual Farm Bureau conferences. The Montana Farm Bureau Federation has 4 clubs in the state: Montana State University, the University of Montana Western, Miles Community College, and Dawson Community College. Throughout the year, members have conducted meetings, participated in Farm Bureau policy development, attended MFB's Young Farmer and Rancher Leadership Conferences, and will soon attend the National YF&R Conference. The Collegiate Division YF&R discussion meet winner this year was Cady Brown from the University of Montana Western. She will represent Montana and UM Western at the American Farm Bureau Fusion Conference in Denver this spring. There is also an adult YF&R competition, which Nick Corville from Northwest County's Farm Bureau won and received a Polaris Ranger and a trip to the annual convention in San Antonio next January. We'll be back with the markets after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Well, President-elect Donald Trump has selected Brooke Rollins as Secretary of Agriculture. Rollins has worked under the Trump administration before and has a degree from Texas A&M in agriculture development and a law degree from the University of Texas. Rollins still needs to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate, which will happen in January. It seems that Friday's cattle on feed report was viewed as neutral as the futures went higher on Monday. The actual placement numbers were greater than originally expected on the report, but traders have put that behind and focused on bigger news. Upon hearing the news of imports of livestock out of Mexico being shut down after detecting a cow with screwworm, the cattle complex found support. Also supporting the futures board is the higher choice cuts in the boxed beef market, $2.36 higher, right under $3.10. The market continues to be hot for those lightweight steer calves. At Pay's last Friday, feeder steer calves under 500 pounds sold $10 to $20 higher at $344 to $370 on the heavy 4-weights, and 4 to 4.5 pounders at $390 up to $435. Steers 500 pounds and heavier sold 5 to 10 higher to 5 to 5.5 pounders at $338 to $346. 500-pound heifers were popular too, selling at $280 on the heavier end up to $305 on the light 5s. The wheat market fell during yesterday's trade, pressured by the fact that the best rain in months is falling in the driest parts of southern Russia and Ukraine, giving them a better chance for yields. Last week, United States traders found support in the fact that Ukraine and Russia continued attacks, but from the sounds of it, the tensions have calmed down, and there's even talk that European nations might be seeking a ceasefire between the countries. In the U.S., recent rain has improved the winter wheat condition with the good to excellent rating of the national crop, rising to almost 50% last week and the best start in 3 years. That's it for Northern Ag TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Grace McDonald.